Ever wondered how much weight a human mind can carry? What happens when it gets too heavy? This is a question that many of us may never have to grapple with, but for some, it's a daily struggle. This unseen burden, this invisible anchor, is known as depression. Depression isn't just about feeling sad or down, it's a constant companion, a shadow that dims the brightest of days. It's a feeling of being drained, even after a full night's sleep. It's the sound of unanswered calls, the sight of unread messages, the taste of meals left untouched. It's a world that loses its color, its vibrancy, its appeal. It's the loss of motivation to do the things you once loved, the withdrawal from friends, family, the world. It's the constant fatigue that no amount of rest can cure. It's a battle, a relentless, exhausting fight. Depression can seem like a battle with no end in sight, but what if I told you there's a way out? Imagine sinking into an abyss where light becomes a distant memory. That's depression for many. Depression is not simply a case of feeling blue or having a rough day. It's a progressive illness creeping in like a fog, gradually dimming the vibrant hues of life until all that's left is an expanse of gray. It usually starts subtly with mild feelings of sadness, lethargy, a general lack of interest. Think of it like a quiet whisper in the back of your mind, barely noticeable, but still there. As days turn into weeks and weeks into months, that whisper grows louder, more insistent. The sadness deepens into despair, the lethargy into exhaustion, and that general lack of interest evolves into a profound detachment from the world. The person you once were feels like a stranger, a distant memory, as the darkness of depression consumes your identity. Everyday tasks that once seemed trivial become monumental challenges. The simple act of getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. Answering a phone call becomes as daunting as facing a crowd of thousands. Even the thought of a workout, something that once filled you with energy and joy, now seems as impossible as scaling the highest peak. Depression is like a relentless tide, washing away your motivation, your energy, your zest for life. It pulls you deeper into its depths, distancing you from the world above until all you can see, all you can feel is the cold, numbing darkness. In this abyss, time loses meaning. Days blur into one another, indistinguishable, unending. You're not living anymore, you're merely existing, trapped in a cycle of despair and hopelessness. It's an unseen battle, a silent war waged within the confines of your own mind. But even in the deepest darkness, a spark can ignite a revolution. That's the beginning of the resurrection. What if in the darkest corner of your mind, a tiny light flickers to life? Imagine this moment as the first hint of dawn after a long, long night. This is the awakening, the initial stages of recovery from depression. It's the subtle realization that something needs to change, that you want to change, and that you can change. The awakening isn't a grand spectacle. It's a whisper, a hesitant first step towards acknowledging the issue. It's accepting that you're not just feeling down or going through a phase. It's understanding that depression is a serious condition, a battle that you've been fighting in silence. And the first victory in this battle is admitting that you need help. Now, seeking help may seem daunting. It's like standing at the foot of a mountain, looking up at the steep and treacherous path that lies ahead. But remember, you're not meant to climb this mountain alone. You're not expected to. That's where therapy comes in. Therapy is like a guide, helping you navigate through the winding trails of your mind. It provides you with the tools to cope, to understand, and to heal. It helps you unravel the tangles of your thoughts, to make sense of what you're feeling. It's a safe space to express, to cry, to vent, and to grow. But therapy isn't the only tool in your arsenal. Let's not forget the role of support systems. Your friends, your family, your loved ones. They're your cheerleaders, your shoulder to lean on, your refuge in the storm. They remind you that you're not alone, that you're loved, and that it's okay to ask for help. The journey towards resurrection begins with a single step, but remember, it's not a straight road. It's a path paved with challenges, setbacks, and victories. And every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards the light. Recovering from depression isn't a sprint, it's a marathon filled with peaks and troughs. Just like scaling a mountain, the journey to recovery is marked by its fair share of challenges. It's an uphill climb that demands endurance, resilience, and a steadfast spirit. Picture this. You've started your ascent, The terrain is uneven, the path winding. You stumble, you fall, but it's important to remember that setbacks are not roadblocks, they're just pebbles along the way. Bumps in the road to remind you that progress isn't always linear. You might have days when you feel you've slipped back into the shadows, but it's crucial to remember that relapses are part of the journey. They're not failures, but opportunities to learn and grow. Perseverance then becomes your trusty companion. It's the force that picks you up when you fall, dusts you off, and urges you to keep going. It's that voice in your head that says, it's okay, you've got this. Even when the path seems too steep, too daunting, it's perseverance that keeps your feet moving, one step at a time. And while determination fuels your journey, motivation is the compass that guides you. It's easy to lose sight of your destination when the journey gets tough. But maintaining motivation can make all the difference. It's about finding the why, the reason that propels you forward. Maybe it's the joy of creating, the warmth of connecting with loved ones, or the satisfaction of achieving your goals. Your why is the light that illuminates your path, even in the darkest of times. Finally, let's not forget the role of healthy habits in speeding up your recovery. Proper nutrition, regular exercise, good sleep. These aren't just pillars of physical health, but cornerstones of mental well-being. They're the ropes and harnesses that support you in your uphill climb, making the journey less arduous and more manageable. Remember, recovery is a journey, not a destination. It's about embracing the climb, however steep it may be. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in this uphill climb. Imagine standing on top of a mountain, looking down at the valley you've traversed. That's resurrection. Overcoming depression is like emerging victorious from an arduous battle, a battle waged against your own mind, your own emotions. It's like being reborn, rising from the ashes of despair, and becoming a phoenix soaring high above the clouds of doubt and fear. It's a feeling of triumph that transcends words, an emotion that can only be truly understood by those who've walked through the dark tunnel and stepped out into the light. As you stand on the mountain of victory, you might look back and barely recognize the person you once were. The person who was shrouded in darkness, who felt the weight of the world on their shoulders, who was trapped in a cage of their own thoughts and emotions. That person is no more. You've shed that skin, broken those chains, and emerged stronger, braver, and more resilient. The journey to overcoming depression is a transformation. It's about evolving, about growing, about becoming a better version of yourself. You've not only conquered the darkness, but you've also discovered a strength within you that you never knew existed. You've learned to navigate the stormy seas of your mind, to weather the tempest of your emotions. You've learned to dance in the rain, to find beauty in the chaos. And as you stand atop your mountain, you realize that this journey has fundamentally changed your perspective on life and self. You no longer fear the dark, for you know that you have the strength to light your own path. You no longer dread the storm, for you know that you can find peace even in the midst of turmoil. You no longer see yourself as a victim, but as a warrior, a survivor. This resurrection isn't just about overcoming depression, it's about embracing the full spectrum of human emotions, about understanding that it's okay to feel, to hurt, to heal. It's about realizing that you are more than your struggles, more than your pain. It's about evolving into a stronger, more resilient version of oneself. Resurrection isn't just about overcoming depression, it's about evolving into a stronger, more resilient version of oneself. So what happens after the resurrection? Do the scars vanish? No, they don't, but that's not a bad thing. Every scar is a symbol of a battle fought, a testament to your strength, resilience, and above all, your victory. These scars, both seen and unseen, shape you into a stronger, more resilient individual, capable of facing life's challenges head-on. The journey from depression to resurrection is not just about overcoming a challenging phase of life. It's about learning, growing, and evolving into a better version of yourself. It's about understanding your weaknesses and turning them into your strengths. It's about learning to love yourself, scars and all. But remember, the journey doesn't end with resurrection, it's just the beginning. Mental health maintenance is key. It's important to continue applying the lessons learned throughout your journey to future challenges. Depression is a battle and resurrection is the victory. But remember, every battle scar is a badge of honor, a testament to your strength and resilience.